This is not looking too pretty, guys, for the overall stock market. My goodness, it's currently about 12:30 p.m. on the East Coast, and all the indexes are down. Even the VIX is down, and the metals are down as well. We have to break down the overall stock market in this video, and of course, we're going to break down the bank stocks, which, believe it or not, they're doing very well. We had JP Morgan report this morning. We had Citigroup and Wells Fargo report earnings, so we're going to break down a bunch in this video. If y'all find value, hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe, and don't forget to get up to 15 free stocks from Moomoo, guys. It is free money. Use that link down below. More on that later. And now let's dive into it. So again, everything right now is selling off. It's currently about 12:30 p.m. on the East Coast. We have the Russell down 1.1%, the Nasdaq's down 0.8%, the S&P's down 0.5%, 0.6%, as the Dow's down 0.7%, and we have gold and silver both down, no joke, the exact amount, 2.25%. And the VIX, funny enough, is also down roughly 0.1% on the day. And right off the bat, guys, I'm keeping my eye on the VIX. I'm keeping my eye on a spike coming up soon here, as we are near the lows of the VIX, on the VIX from the from the past couple of weeks. You guys can see we hit roughly 17, I think, back in February. Now, well, we're back in the 17. So I'm watching the VIX here very closely today, and for the rest of today, heading into next week, and UVXY as well, which is now up a little bit, but it did hit a low again today at $4.01. And this, of course, goes up with the VIX essentially. And I just think we're due for a spike in the VIX, which is why I'm watching UVXY, which I might make a video just going deeper into that and kind of what trade I'm looking to make when it comes to UVXY. But for now, let's take a look at SPY, Triple Q, then we'll break down these banks. So again, everything across the board is selling off. It is not looking pretty. But one thing worth mentioning is, excuse me, guys, we did hit a new high this morning on SPY, which is good. We took out the highs from yesterday being about 413.75, and that's also the high from back on the 12th, 2 days ago. That was on what day was that? Wednesday. So we did take the highs out. We hit 415, which is great, but that did not hold long at all. As you guys can see, now we're at 411, which is right by the highs from the past couple of days. You guys can see on the 10-day chart, if I pull it up and zoom in, I don't even have to zoom in. You guys can see right here, 411, that was the high from back on the 11th, the 12th, also from, a little bit yesterday on the 13th. So the fact that we're holding above that still, we're above the 180 SMA on this 30-minute chart, that is a good sign overall for the bulls. And pulling up the 4-hour chart, you guys can see, even though we're pulling back a little bit right now intraday, the fact that we hit a new high this morning, that's great. And the fact that on this 4-hour chart, we're still well above both moving averages, that is also great as well. Now, let's say, SPY starts breaking under 407, which is possible. We might end up filling the gap down to 400, 401, maybe right by that 180 SMA. That's where we could go. That's if we break 407, which right now, guys, we're not showing any signs of, us doing that quite yet. And Triple Q, let me show you guys this. This has been trading between, you guys probably know, especially if you've been watching my channel. If you haven't been watching, what are you doing? And if you're not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. Make sure to hit that notification bell as well. If you guys have been watching, you know that this has been trading, Triple Q has been trading between 313 and roughly 320 to 322. Now, it's clear to me, as it is down 0.8%, we are getting rejected again at 320. You guys can see this morning, in fact, we were actually at 320 and clearly got rejected. Now we're starting to dump back down to 316. So by the looks of it, guys, it's still, in control by the bulls, I'd say, on the 4-hour chart. But it looks like we might be going back down to test maybe 313, maybe 312, which has been support for a couple of days. That was also resistance from the end of March. You guys can see right here. So don't be surprised if this comes down a little bit more, as volatility is starting to creep up now. The VIX is green, up 0.2%. It might go up even more than that soon here, guys. We shall see. So that's a quick rundown on what's going on here on the overall charts, very quickly on SPY and on Triple Q. And we might as well dive into the bank stocks today because, like I said, guys, earlier this week, earnings season is upon us and banks are kicking off the earnings season. So JP Morgan reported better profits than expected, and their stock is up 7%, guys, which for JP Morgan, that is a very big move on a single trading day. Very big move, and now it's back over $130. Crazy enough, guys, yesterday it was under 130. Now we're pushing 140. The stock's at $138 a share, again up $9 on the day, 7% in the green. So they reported better profits than expected. Let me pull up the live news tab here. They did Q1 EPS of $4.10, which beat the $3.41 estimate. So great beat there for JP Morgan, and revenue came in at, let me see here, $38.35 billion. I'm not sure what the estimate was on that, but overall, that was, the EPS estimate was, well below what actually came in. And last year, they did $2.63 on the quarter for EPS, and again, they just did $4.10. So year over year, guys, EPS is up a ton. They crushed the estimate. And what's the revenue estimate? It looks like, oh yeah, they beat on revenue as well. 38 roughly billion, 38.3. The estimate was 36.13. So revenue's up 25% year over year. And again, they're crushing EPS. That's all you really need to know. I mean, at this point, that's all you really need to know. I'm not seeing anything on guidance per se here, but that is, what we got this morning. And JP Morgan now is fully breaking out. You guys can see we were under the moving averages for a couple of weeks, ever since the the banking crisis started, which they're not going to call it a financial crisis because even though it kind of is, that's a little bit of a spooky term, right? Financial crisis. But ever since the banking crisis began, that was back in the beginning of March, about a month and some change ago, this stock got destroyed, right? We went under the moving averages. We got hit from 144 roughly to about 124. That was a 15% drop. And now, well, we are reversing, and we're doing a very good job of reversing. Very big move here on JP Morgan. So now it looks like, guys, hey, it's overbought. It could go up even more, but I think it's overbought. So I'd be waiting for a pullback before maybe, another up move. And ultimately, it could get back to 145. I don't think it'll go there in a straight line. I think we'll see a pullback in the meantime. But ultimately, it could end up getting back to 145. Definitely in the cards, definitely possible. And before we talk about the next stock, guys, if you haven't gone up to 15 stocks yet for Moomoo, what are you waiting for? Use my link down below or go to stasurfest.com/Moomoo and listen to this. Once you open up an account, you get one free share of stock. If you deposit at least $100, you get 4 more stocks, totaling 5 free stocks. And listen to this. If you deposit at least $1,000 onto the platform, you get 10 more stocks, totaling 15 free stocks. And they're also doing a paper trading competition right now, which if you win that, you get up to $1,500 cash and you get 1 month free of Benzinga Pro. So there's a lot of perks by downloading the Moomoo app and depositing a bunch of money on there, which, mind you guys, if you don't like the Moomoo app, you can take all your money out. You keep all your free stocks. It's a win-win. It also helps out the channel. I appreciate you guys as always. So with that being said, let's continue on here with Citigroup, which I don't think is up as much as JPM, but it's up a good amount, 4%. Up $1.92. Now it's almost to $50 a share. And the inverse head and shoulders we talked about a couple videos ago, well, look at that. It is playing out. We have the left shoulder here, the head, the right shoulder. Now we're above the moving averages. We're about to get a golden cross probably in the next couple of days here. So they ended up doing, let me see here. Looks like they did EPS of $2.19, which beat the $1.67 estimate. So they also did very well when it comes to EPS. And sales also beat $21.45 billion versus the $20.03 billion estimated. So they beat EPS. Beat on revenue, which is great. And it looks like revenue's up 12% year over year. Not too shabby. Let's see. Anything on guidance? So it looks like, guys, the gist of it here is all these banks, well, I don't want to say all of them will be way more profitable than expected, but Citigroup and JP Morgan so far are doing much better on the profitability side of things than expected, which is really just surprising Wall Street and the overall stock market, right? That's what we're seeing in a nutshell. So this is breaking out just like JP Morgan. It's above the moving averages for the first time in a couple of weeks. And let's see what Wells Fargo is up to right now. I haven't checked this in a couple hours. Where's it at? So it is down 0.8% right now. Okay, that's after it shot up pretty nicely in the pre-market. If you guys were watching it, it closed at 39.60 yesterday. It shot all the way to the mid 41, so it was up roughly 5% at one point. Now it erased all those losses, and now we're actually, or gains rather, and now we're heading back into the red. It's down 0.9% right now, back under $40 a share. So let me see what they ended up doing here. They did EPS of $1.23 versus $1.13 estimated, so they beat on that, and they beat on revenue, $20.73 billion versus $20.07 billion estimated. So they beat EPS, beat on revenue, and it looks like here net interest income is up 45% year over year. What's their revenue up year over year? I'm not seeing that. Maybe I'm just missing it. But overall, they beat on EPS, and their EPS was better than expected. Beat on revenue. That's phenomenal. And I'm not seeing anything on guidance. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything on guidance. But overall, guys, look, banks are doing very well right now in the short term, or at least the big banks. And it's not having much effect on the regional banks, which FRC right now, First Republic's down 2.5%. WAL, Western Alliance, is down 1.7%. You know, what's the other one? Zion is up, or probably down, down 3.4%. And mind you, all these regional banks, which to be honest, I'm more interested in these that are going to report. They're all reporting earnings in the next couple of days. At some point next week, we have Zion's reporting on the 19th, which is on Wednesday. We have FRC reporting on, I believe, maybe not next week, but the week after. They're in 10 days, so they're on whatever the heck day that is, the 24th of April. And we have WAL, Western Alliance Bancorp. They're reporting next week on the 18th, which is on Tuesday. So, yeah, guys, get ready. These are a couple banks that I'm looking at and some thoughts overall on the market. So if y'all found value in this video, hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe. And don't forget to get your stocks. Up to 15 stocks for Moomoo. Link down below. It's free money, guys. And 12 stocks from Webull. You might as well get those as well. Feel free to check out my Patreon on top of that, which is down below. If you guys want to be a part of the Discord chat, see my charts throughout the day, have more access to me throughout the day. And if you want to see my Patreon portfolio that I'm building out, that's down below. Make sure to sign up. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.